There are certain shoes that every sneakerhead must have. Pairs that are so iconic that even if you don't wear them, you've got to at least consider picking a pair up whenever they retro. And this is one of those releases. First released in 1996 and designed by sneaker legend Tinker Hatfield, the Air Jordan 12 has become one of the most iconic sneakers of all time. However, this particular Air Jordan 12, the black and red colorway, became legendary in and of itself on June 11th, 1997. It was Game 5 of the NBA Finals between Michael Jordan's Bulls and the Utah Jazz. The series was tied 2-2, and the Bulls star player Michael Jordan was experiencing severe flu-like symptoms. But against all odds, Michael laced up his black and red 12s and took on the Utah Jazz. Not only did Michael play, he had a temperature of 103 degrees and put up an incredible 38 points, defeating the Jazz by a razor-thin margin. The final score, 90-88. However, according to the Last Dance documentary, there might be more to the story. It's thought that a local pizza place that Michael went to the night before the game might have messed with his order. So technically it's not really flu-like symptoms, it's more like food poisoning-like symptoms. Regardless, the Bulls went on to win the next game, which ended the finals and earned Michael his 5th ring. Because of his legendary performance during Game 5, now known as the flu game, the Air Jordan 12s exploded in popularity, particularly the black and red pair that he wore during the game. Since 1997, the shoe was released to the public 4 times, including the original release. However, on March 1st, 2025, we are finally getting another retro for the first time since 2016. The 2025 Flu Game 12 is expected to retail for $210, and hopefully, this release was worth the wait. I grabbed my pair from my friend Flight Academy Kicks. You can grab your pairs from him as well, or check them out through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen. Oh, really quick, don't forget about the $200 StockX giveaway that I'm doing with Core. All you need to do to enter is get all 4 Core badges. The second one is in the description below. But first things first, let's check out the box. Like the 2016 release, the 2025 pair comes in a box designed to look like the original. You've got a cardboard top with the black Nike logo, orange edges with Just Do It and the Nike logo on one side, and then of course the rest of the box comes in black. The words "engineered and built to the exact specifications of championship athletes from around the world" can be found on the back of the box. Now I'm pretty sure on the OG box it used to say something different. It was something like "quality inspired by the greatest player ever" or something like that, but it seems like on this particular box they changed things up a little bit. Of course, on one side you've got the size tag, and the colorway of this particular pair is black varsity red. But with the box out of the way, I shouldn't have done that. Let's get into the sneakers. As much history as the flu games have, the 12 isn't really a silhouette that you see on many people's feet in 2025. But you know what? Let me try them on, see what my wife thinks. Yo, so I've got a new pair of shoes to show you, and I want to get your thoughts on them and let me know whether you think this is a pair of shoes that I could rock in 2025 and still look clean, I guess. Still look like I'm, you know, fashionable. So what do you think? These are the Flu Game 12s.
Flu games, why are they called that?
So in 97, during the finals, Michael Jordan wore these when he was like experiencing flu-like symptoms, and he put up 38 points, won the game. Pretty crazy, and he did it in these shoes.
Well, yeah, they look a little retro to me.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling too. Like, I like 12s a lot, but I also don't wear them a lot because they feel a little bit too much like boots, in my opinion.
Okay,
But,
I can see that.
Yeah, but what would you give them out of 10? Just right off the bat, first impression.
I mean, they're cool. I'd say, I don't know, like a 7.
7? Oh, wow, that's higher than I thought.
I mean, they're cool. It's
Okay.
just that they look like a little dated, but that doesn't mean
Gotcha.
they're not cool.
If you saw someone rocking these like just around, you wouldn't be like, looks like they're wearing old shoes.
No, plus like, oh, maybe, but it also like depends on the rest of their fit. Like if it looks
Fair
good
enough.
with their outfit.
The only thing that matches with these shoes right now that I'm wearing are the APTHCRY lip socks, Pop Art lip socks,
Your faves.
which just dropped this Friday. Check them out at APTHCRY.com. I'll actually link them through the YouTube shopping tab. But that's the only part of my fit that actually matches these shoes. Let me throw these on really quick, see how they fit, give you guys some sizing advice. Now, I actually have the pair from 2016 of these, and they look, I mean, basically identical, at least first glance. So in terms of sizing, right off the bat, I would say fit seems the same. I'd say true to size. How do you feel about them on foot, though?
Yeah, I think they look nice on foot.
Do they look better with like a pair of jeans, kind of?
Yeah, like
Christmas tree snow all over them. They look better with a pair of jeans, kind of.
Yeah, I like them with black jeans.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I wish I had some. I guess there is some red in this shirt that kind of like ties it in a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, a little. It's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not bad because,
Okay.
like you said, they give a boot vibe.
Yeah, a
so
little
like,
bit.
you know, it makes me think like worker boot, and I feel like flannel fits with that kind of
Okay.
aesthetic.
Nice. So you think these look like worker boots?
I mean, I wouldn't have said that until you said the boot thing.
Right.
But I see what you're saying, and
Fair enough.
so, and like I said, I think it kind of depends on the fit, and I think what you're wearing is fine.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Wait, what about, aren't you wearing the APTHCRY?
I am actually wearing, that's crazy because I completely forgot. This is the APTHCRY workwear tee. I don't know if it's still in stock, but it's on our website. That was a great promo transition. Thank you. I wasn't even planning to do that. Perfect. There we go.
I just kept saying work so much, and then I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, the APTHCRY workwear tee. Right there. There you go.
So I think your fit goes well with these more than you thought.
Yeah, I mean, for real. There's a little bit of red in there too. So I forgot to mention that these are actually a size 9.5, so I'm usually a size 9. I have other size 9.5 pairs, or I've had other size 9.5 pairs of 12s. My regular pair is a size 9, and I think I do prefer the size 9, although like I said, they're very boot-like, so they all kind of feel just oversized on my feet.
Wait, so you'd rather have a half size up, or?
No, I think I'd still go true to size. This is a half size up. But I will say the 12s are crazy comfortable. They've got like some nice air units in there. They're not very breathable at all because it's all like basically a boot, but it's really soft under your feet. Michael, because it's flu game, not Kobe. I mean, shout out to Kobe, R.I.P., but Michael for today. All right. Well, that terrible ending, back to the studio. But at this point, why don't we check out the materials that make up the 2025 Air Jordan 12 flu games. And actually, later on, let's compare it to the 2016 pair and see if there's anything different. Starting off with the toe, we've got a red, kind of reptilian skin mudguard. It's asymmetrical, like every other pair of 12s, laying mostly on the lateral side. Moving up in the sneaker, you've got a black tumbled leather toe with stitched detailing. Above that, you've got a black leather tongue with the words 2 and the number 3 embroidered on both sides of the pair. And then at the top of the tongue, you've got this little Jumpman embroidered in red. Weaving over the top of the tongue, you've got some thin black rope laces, no extra laces in the box. Not that I really expected any, but just in case you were wondering. At the top of the tongue opening, you've got 2 black lace loops with tiny Jumpman on them, actually giving you 5 Jumpman logos just towards the top of the shoe. Inside the sneaker, you've got this really nicely padded sock liner, which feels great against the sides of your feet. The sneaker itself doesn't really have any ventilation to speak of, so it definitely will get hot, but for winter, that's not a bad thing. The insole comes in black and is sort of a thickish foam, and then you've got a red Jumpman printed on the heel. Like I said earlier, the shoe does fit pretty much true to size. This is a size 9.5, so it is a half size up, but compared to my other size 9.5s, feels the same. Really, the same as other pairs of 12s, so I'd grab what you usually grab in Jordan 12s, or whatever your standard size is. Of course, if you can, try the shoe on first before you buy it. I don't know if you guys caught my top 10 most comfortable Jordan retros video from a couple months back. There are a couple changes I would have made to that video now, looking back on it, but I will say that the Air Jordan 12, because of the air units in the midsole, and because of this super well padded upper, it's really one of the most comfortable retros that has ever been made. I know the 13s are up there, and I know the 14s are up there, and all sort of good stuff, but the 12s genuinely feel amazing underfoot. I mean, not as amazing as some modern running sneakers, but they feel great for a retro. Moving back on the shoe, you've got more tumbled black leather with black stitching. The lines all seem to sort of radiate out from the midfoot. In the midfoot of the shoe, just below the mudguard, you've got this TPU panel with the word Jumpman pressed into it. Then moving around to the back, we've got the heel pull tab. It comes in primarily black and says Jordan inspired by the greatest player ever. In fact, that was the text that was actually on the original Air Jordan 12 box. The top of the tab is rounded off with the Jumpman logo in black on this sort of red square. There's a lot more Jumpman on this shoe than I remember. There's 5 towards the top of the tongue, 1 on the insole, 1 on the heel, 1 on the toe of the sneaker. I mean, that's a lot. That's more Jumpman than I think is on any other pair of retro Jordans. Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. Moving down on the shoe to the midsole, the front half comes in red with the same reptile style pattern like the mudguard. The back half sort of mimics the upper with lines coming out of the midfoot, and it comes in black. On the heel, you've also got the 23 logo as part of the outsole that wraps up onto the back of the shoe. Speaking of the outsole, it primarily comes in red with black traction pods on the forefoot and on the heel. Both of those pods feature a herringbone traction pattern. You've got the Jumpman on the toe, like I mentioned earlier, and then on the midfoot, you've got some exposed carbon fiber that also sort of features a herringbone style. But at this point, why don't we look at the 2016 pair and compare it to the 2025 pair and see if really anything's changed. Okay, so here we go. We've got the 2016 Air Jordan 12s. I actually picked this pair up maybe 2 years ago. I had a pair that released back in 2016, but I got rid of it, regretfully, because it's a pair that I've always kind of wanted to have in the collection, even though I don't wear 12s that much. But first glance, they're very similar. I mean, they're very, very similar. I will say that some of the colors are slightly different. The outsole on the 2016 pair is definitely a lighter red than it is on the 2025 pair. I don't know which one is truer to the OG. I would assume this one, but I'm not 100% sure. Wow, there really isn't many differences other than that. I guess the midsole foam right here is slightly darker than the midsole foam on the 2025 pair. That could just come from age. It might not even be darker, it just might look darker because of the outsole. Leather quality feels very similar, very, very similar. Laces look the same, tongue is the same. There's not much different. They really went like as true to the OG as possible. Not that this is the OG, but I'm pretty sure this was pretty heavily based on the OG as well. Designed to look like the original cut of the shoe. Not that the 12 is changed that much over time. Not like the ones that changed drastically over time and needed an 85 cut to actually look like the original. But I mean, they look very, very similar. I tried this pair on yesterday. It is a size 9, but it does fit how this one would fit if it was a size 9. Overall, I mean, the changes are minimal at that. Maybe the sock liner is slightly different, like the fabric is slightly different. Yeah, it's more, I don't know, felty on this one, on the 2016 pair than it is on the 2025 pair. They're very similar. I think if you missed out on the 2016 pair, you're gonna be stoked because the 2025 pair is exactly the same, almost exactly the same, except for the outsole color. From what I can tell, the shoe is about as close to the OG as you can get without having a pair of OGs in front of me. It's really a true retro, and I'm happy with that. It's a solid release and one that we only get every 6 to 9 years. I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan Brand ends up dropping a bunch of these, but still, we all saw what happened with those blue and white 12s, and this release is sure to be way more popular and will most likely move very, very quickly. I don't think they'll be impossible to get, but definitely do not sleep on the release. But what do you guys think about the 2025 Flu Game 12s? Are you grabbing a pair or are you passing? Let me know in the comments.